So this is it.
This is Alex's college.
Look at all these people. Oh my goodness, what happened to her hair? It looks like...
Please be quiet, Maddie. The lady's looking.
But...
It's a hairstyle, Maddie.
You mean she did that on purpose?
Yes, she did that on purpose. Now, would you?
Why did anyone do that?
Come on, Maddie.
I just don't get it.
Maybe you should stay in the car with Dad. I'll find Alex.
No, I want to go with you. This is fascinating.
That's not how I would describe what happened in there.
Caitlin, Maddie.
Hey, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
What are you guys doing here?
Dad brought us so we could give this to you.
Oh, my ID card.
You forgot it at home, and Mom says you need it for the student ID you were going to get today.
That is, if you don't quit.
Is that what you and Maddie were talking about on the phone? Why would you quit? And on day one, no less.
Because I don't like the environment. It's different. It's chaotic. It's not pleasurable.
It's school.
I want to be somewhere where I can feel like I belong. That's why I was thinking of quitting.
I see. So, what did you decide?
Well, I decided...
Excuse me, sir. Could you give me some directions?
Where are you headed, young man?
Home, actually. This college campus can get pretty confusing. If you can point me in the direction of the highway, I can make it from there.
Here, take this map. I know the campus is confusing, but you'll be fine if you just follow the map and keep right.
Myristica Studios presents Keep Bright.
There once was a cottage. It was a lovely cottage, nestled in the green rolling hills of a quiet, beautiful countryside. The farm on which the cottage sat was picturesque. It had hay fields, a luscious green garden, a strawberry red barn, and a sparkling pond. Now while it has many beautiful sights, the country also carries with it some unsightly portions, such as the inside of the chicken house. But on this farm, those unpleasant portions were always well cleaned and cared for, so that they consistently appeared as decent as possibly could be. All in all, the farm was a wonderful place, and the family that lived in its cottage was happy. They called their piece of land simply home.
That's very nice, Alex.
Is this what college usually does to people?
This is important. See, I went back to the bookstore and asked for a refund, and the lady said... She thought my early dropout was amusing, I guess. Why would someone laugh at that?
Okay.
Okay, why would any normal person laugh at that? Anyway, I asked her if I could just pass the books back over to the counter, and she'd open the cash register and hand back the money I'd paid. To which she said,
I wish!
She sounds like such a cheerful person, I think.
Then I asked her how long it'd take. To which she said,
She sounds very precise, too. Very on top of it.
You seem impressed with this prison, Caitlin.
as I was saying, she said,
I think it'll be a little while. We've been having problems with the network and they're sending someone over to fix it. Why don't you sit down? Read a book.
So I did. I thanked her, went to a far-off corner, and sat down. On the table was a book called Helm and Away, a true fairy tale, by some people named Sally and Aldrich.
Never heard of him.
Me neither. Anyway, it was there. I was bored. I opened it up and began to read. Hence the description of the farm.
And this relates how?
Just bear with me, okay? I'm getting to it. So I was in the bookstore reading this book. After the description of the farm came the description of the oldest child in the family. He was just barely into his 20s, unafraid and eager to make his way in the world. He was a strong, handsome lad. Sounds kind of like me. As I was saying,
His father was an old soldier, and his mother was a nurse for the army tents. His parents had taught all their children
the art and science of protection, healing, and defense. But it is of their eldest, Janin, that this story tells. He was a capable lad, but didn't understand the extent of his capability. Likewise, he was a weak boy, but he didn't know how weak. It is hard for one to know such things before one's strength has been fully tested. One day, as he was sitting on the wood fence, looking out over the land, 2 of his sisters came to see him.
Is it true, my brother? Mother and father say you are journeying to the grand city.
it is true. I leave on the morrow.
But why? We are happy here.
I must make my own way. I will get a job, earn money, and make a home.
As you must, dear brother. But before you leave, take this with you.
What is it?
A small box of bandages, liquids for cleaning, and medicinal herbs.
Your grand surety of my future welfare is like an aura of comfort beyond that which I could have asked or wanted.
Say what?
Never mind. Thanks for your concern, sister.
Take this too, Janin. Something to keep your mental faculties at their best.
What is it?
A small portrait of me. Look at it if you feel your mind begin to muddle.
Don't, Janin. 'Twill only confuse you more.
The next day, Janin, pack on his back, staff in his hand, and his sister's gifts in his pouch, set off for the city. It was a long walk, and he didn't get there until high noon.
What high and impressive gates! Gatekeeper, please grant me entrance.
Who are you? What do you want here?
My name is Janin. My father is an old soldier, and my mother is a nurse for the army tents. I've come to get a job, earn money, and make a home.
I see. Come in, lad, and make your way.
Thank you, sir.
Armulus! Armulus! Armulus!
What is it, gatekeeper?
I have just let in a lad from far away. His name is Janin, and he has come to make his way here. His father is a soldier, and his mother is a nurse for the army tents.
I know of this boy.
Shall I shut the gates behind him, master?
No, my agent. Leave them open. Wide open.
Does he not pose a danger to us?
Many of the soldiers have children that enjoy the way I run my city, although they, like the rest of the citizens, are fools enough to believe that they and their mayor are in control.
Is he one of us, then?
No. At present, he is loyal to the same army his parents have served.
Then why do you leave the gates open, sir?
A backup plan, gatekeeper. No matter what happens, I shall not be defeated entirely.
And so Janin entered the city, walking in awe through its streets. He was unaware that Armulus and the gatekeeper were watching him.
What remarkable buildings and roads. This is a fine place. But where is the map shop? Oh, good sir.
Yes?
I'm looking for the map shop. I've heard they're hiring, and I'm here to get a job, earn money, and make a home.
How nice. My heart is warmed all the way to its toes. Here are the directions. Go across the street, down a ways, come back across the street, turn left, climb to the second story of the cobbler's building, tiptoe across the roof, jump down, retrace your steps, and make a hard right. It's right there. You can't miss it.
Janin's mind was muddled, and it remained that way, even though he stared at Madeline's portrait for 10 minutes after 3 failed attempts to find the shop. So he headed back to the square and found the same man from whom he asked directions in the beginning, still sitting on a porch sipping tea.
Sorry to bother you again.
I hope so.
But I can't find the shop. Will you show me?
Here it is.
A fine shop.
It is. By coincidence, I work here. The owner is in the inner room. You'll have to wait if you want to speak with her.
Very well.
Be wary. She's a tough taskmaster. Do not anger her. She may drag you off to prison.
Is that so?
Indeed.
La 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 la. I'll be off to the quilting shop, boys. Have a lovely day.
Tell me, do you perhaps find bunny rabbits frightening?
Never mind. I want to get back to my porch and tea. You'll have to wait for the owner to come back. Dreadful luck. A customer. I shall have to wait until he leaves. May I help you, sir?
No, I'm just looking at your samples on the wall, but there is another man coming behind me. I believe he is a customer.
Dreadful luck. Very well. Who is this man?
Marco.
I know of him.
As do I. A fine man, and attracted to fine things.
Good sir, is the map shop open?
It is. The keeper is just beside the fine desk. He is the one fingering the fine crystal pen.
Thank you. Hello, sir. My name is Marco. I'm looking to buy farmland 2 counties from here, and I want to see a map of the area. I want to be sure that the land that Mr. Locane is selling is good land.
Very well, sir. Here it is. Lovely land. Springs, hills.
I heard that it was rough land, but this looks smooth.
Lovely land.
It even has some ideal areas for gardening.
Lovely, lovely.
Thank you for your help, sir. I believe I've seen all I need. Good day.
Good day. Sucker.
I've seen the map you showed the man. That land isn't 2 counties away. It's actually nearby. Our cottage is on that land.
I guess Marco doesn't get out much.
That was crooked. Our king has given commands about such things.
Farmer Locane has offered me a good sum if I give a favorable report to Marco. Say nothing and I'll give you a portion.
He has also given commands about bribes.
Oh no! My crystal choreography pin is missing.
Do you not hear me?
I do, but my pin is gone. It was valuable. It was here just a minute ago. That rat, Marco!
Did I hear you correctly, gentlemen? This Marco has performed a light illegality? How interesting that he shall never be called to account for it. The only consequence he shall meet up with is the money he'll be making when he sells the fine pen. If I were a different man, it would sound appealing.
I am a different man, and it does sound appealing. That is why I shall find Marco and disengage his carriage wheels.
I shall go to the mayor about this.
That will only be needless hassle for all. Think about what you've seen first. Think about the profit.
No. I'm going to see the mayor.
Is that it? Is he one of us now?
Of course not. Desensitization is a slow process. He needs to be slowly introduced to my way of life, or he will be appalled by it and perhaps stirred to action against me. Give him time.
And so Janin went to see the mayor. The main city building was very fine and fancy. In the mayor's court, Haida was busy about the desk.
Busy, busy. I have so much to do. Legal documents, criminal reports, official announcements. Where's that feather duster?
In case there is confusion on this point, Haida was the maid.
The mayor is so sloppy. I want a raise.
Who are you?
I'm the maid.
Oh, yes, that's right. I forgot. Now, I will sit at my desk and begin my work. I wish I was better at shorthand.
In case there is confusion on this point, Fawn was the secretary.
Enter.
I have a case to put before the mayor.
Don't listen to anything he says.
Oh dear. There's a case for you, Mayor.
Just a minute. I'm almost finished with my hair.
What's he up to now? 45 minutes?
It has been looking nice lately. Announcing the mayor.
What is the case?
The mapmaker deceived a customer for money.
Terrible. Mapmaker, you are sentenced to 3 months in prison.
I'd be grateful if you'd rethink your verdict.
Sentence rescinded. You can thank me tomorrow morning, now that that's over with.
But
Wipe your muddy boots, Mapmaker.
My, are you pleasant this morning?
It's the afternoon.
Forgive me.
But mayor,
Where is my comb?
what about justice?
Appearance first, justice later. Maybe. At least, that's how people vote.
Look, Mayor, I have finally bought it. I spent my entire life savings on this.
A fish hook?
Yes! No, it's a button hook.
You have spent your life savings on an accessory for your shoe?
It's jeweled.
Don't wipe your feet on this rug, Mapmaker. Wipe it on the one by the door. You have streaked dirt over the crocheted likeness of our mayor.
Oh, dear me.
Who took my mirror?
Does no one care what just happened? Secretary, shouldn't you report the mayor to the county ruler?
Why, I didn't notice anything wrong. It's a nice button hook, isn't it?
I'll tell you what was wrong.
That would take time, wouldn't it? I need to leave in good time today. I'm buying shoes to go with my button hook.
Mapmaker, you make me ill.
You don't precisely send me sailing like a ship on the mountains of Serenity either.
I must remember to remove the pork steak from the icebox this evening.
The mayor looks
Because,
just
as
as
we
good
all
with
know,
the dirt as
pork steak
without.
isn't any good
Yeah,
when it's
well,
cold.
you're not the one
It
who has to
doesn't matter
clean the
if
rug.
I
Are
step
you?
on it or not.
Don't you guys
You
love
can
it?
get the rag and you can clean it up.
Doing such
So
a thing
gorgeous.
has wiping feet on my
No,
face.
you wouldn't notice what the mayor was,
like
and you wouldn't want to have to face it, would
And
you?
it is very
I'm
important
glad
to
to face it.
Oh, well, go right ahead.
Wait, all of you! Don't you see what's happening here?
What is it?
I see a lack of love, lack of discipline, obsession with menial things and passing over important things, lies and...
What point are you trying to make?
The king commands against all of these things.
Oh, him.
This king has a great many rules.
White King.
They're all good and right.
I don't think he exists. I've never seen him.
You did not see me until today. Does that mean I came into existence today?
But he has no right over my emotions. He can't tell me to love this map maker over here.
And he's never stopped me from my money-making ventures before.
I like fancy things a lot.
The people appointed me leader of this city.
But you are still under him. You are all under him. And he's commanded against these things. Continuing in them is rebellion.
We are rebels, you say? Tell me, do you not ever do wrong? Do you not ever rebel?
I do make mistakes. And each member of my family was in rebellion at some time too. But we sent dispatches to the king saying we were sorry and we would be loyal to him. He sent his advisor to us and his son paid our ransom.
His son, the prince of all the land, paid your personal ransom so you would not be punished, and that his advisor would come to you. This is an incredible tale. Learn sense, lad, and you will go far. You really will. You may go. I need to find that mirror. I should write a note to myself about that pork steak.
Janin became angry and highly displeased. He strode quickly from the courthouse and out into the city. The more he thought about the insensitivity and rebel ways of the people all around him, the more motivated he became.
Armulus, I've gotten word from one of your agents that Janin is nearing the city square.
This is not good. It came on too strong with him at the courthouse. I fear he may be stirred to action against me.
The other agent is concerned that he'll begin speaking there on behalf of the king.
The other agent should not be so sure. But we should not be too cautious. I will not let anything threaten my rule here or anywhere. Gatekeeper, it is time. Kill the boy.
Yes, master. When do you want it done?
Today, as he nears the square.
Janin was nearing the city square. He was walking along a small road behind a row of houses. A little ahead of him, there was a dip at the side of the road that descended into a ditch. Janin took little notice, preoccupied with significant thoughts and decisions.
What's that?
Runaway horses! Watch out!
Get out of the way! Gatekeeper, you have failed.
It wasn't my fault, master. I frightened the horses and drove them towards Janin. They should have overtaken him and...
Then why didn't they?
Someone turned them away at the last second. One of the king's agents. I don't know how he managed to get on the carriage at the last second. I didn't even know he was there.
Of course he was there. He was following the boy. The king's agents are always around, particularly around his military and their children. You should have watched for that. Where is Janin now?
Janin was in the care of a doctor. When he fell into the ditch, he was knocked unconscious, and a nearby resident brought him to her home and called the physician. The physician told her that Janin was not seriously harmed. While the resident was making tea for her guests, Janin awoke, and the physician told him what I have just told you.
Who are you, boy? What are you doing here?
I'm the son of a soldier and a nurse of the army tents. I came to make my way here to get a job, earn money, and make a home.
Oh, I have some advice for you. Don't do it. You don't belong here, lad. You should be among people of your kind. You should be where you are understood and loved. You can make your way there without being pestered by rebels.
I've thought of that, but I keep thinking I should stay and try to convince them to make peace with the king before he sends his officers to arrest them. If he comes to the city and finds them in rebellion...
Is he coming to the city?
When his advisor came to us, he told us the king knew there were rebels in lots of places, and he'd send his officers after them. But he'd do it later because he wants to give them a chance to make peace.
I see. Then wait for him in peace. They will only try to convince you to join them in rebellion if you stay here. Or they might hate you for trying to convince them. Besides, the rebel ways are hard to live beside. Very, very pestisome. Remember how it felt at the courthouse?
That is true. I cannot stay in rebellion. But should I not at least try to convince them?
They've made their choice.
I have tea.
I must leave now. Thank you.
Thank you for everything, Doctor.
Oh, Doctor. You look familiar. Were you at the map-making shop this afternoon?
No. No, I was not.
Would you like some tea?
Yes, thank you.
I'm glad you're fine. My name is Lila. What's your name?
I'm Janin, the son of a soldier and of a nurse of the army tents. I'd come here to make my way, get a job, earn money, make a home, and I'm getting weary of repeating myself.
Oh, really? So am I. The child of the king's military people, that is. But why do you say had?
Because I'm going back home. I'm leaving. I do not want to be around these people.
What? But do you not care what happens to them?
I do, but they have made their choice.
Perhaps they need to be shown more clearly what will happen if they don't make peace. Or perhaps they need to see what life as loyal to the king is. Or perhaps they need to be loved. The king loves them and we should too.
Or perhaps they understand everything and are fighting him on purpose.
Sometimes this is the case. But I want to be here for them. You never know what might happen. And the king would want us to reach out no matter what. He is.
But living here is pestersome. The atmosphere is chaotic and unpleasant. The widespread rebellion is angering.
True. But do you not remember? We were rebels just like them. And we still need forgiveness because we still do things which displease the king. We should be able to sympathize. I hope you don't count yourself innately superior.
Very well, I will reach out to the rebels. I must find a place of small population.
Leave the city? 'Twould be well and good if done out of obedience to the king's command. But it sounds as if you simply don't want to be uncomfortable. It's a good thing the king's son didn't think that way, or our ransom would still be unpaid.
My father and family do not live in this city.
I was raised here. But your father probably wanted to protect his family from Armulus, the enemy general. But you are grown. Should you not be of age to join the king's army? Or are you unwilling to face the discomfort? What of love?
Thank you for your hospitality, Lila. I think I'll go home now. I want to get back there before dark.
Goodbye, Janin.
You see why I had the gates left open, gatekeeper. If I couldn't get him to join us, I wanted him to leave so as not to threaten my rule over the city or any one of its residents. And I've succeeded.
The end.
What kind of lousy ending is that?
I think it's in the nature of fairy tales to end badly.
It probably made its point better by ending that way.
There's a point to this?
Well, I don't know if the authors intended there to be any real point, but I saw one. I felt like that was what happened to me. I grew up in a great home and then entered the world, and it wasn't fun. I got uncomfortable and decided to avoid it, at least in large doses. I like to think I had simply misheard God and was called somewhere else when in reality, I was letting my own comfort get in the way of doing what was right.
What made you uncomfortable?
Well, aside from the general mayhem, it was the opposing worldviews, the different priorities, and mainly the sin that's become widely accepted. Like it isn't recognized for what it is anymore.
But isn't being uncomfortable around sin a good thing?
Yeah, but we have to be careful how we react to that feeling. And if the sin around us starts making us slip, we need to do something about it, but...
Yeah, like if I spend a lot of time around the Mafia and then find I'm developing an urge to knock off a Swiss bank, I should probably get my kick somewhere other than the criminal element.
Something like that.
I don't think the world is where we should be getting our kicks anyway.
What I'm trying to say is, the purpose of the Christian is not to avoid the world as best he can until Jesus comes back. In fact, the Bible says that God was reconciling the world to himself in Christ, not counting men's sins against them, and he has committed to us the message of reconciliation. We are therefore Christ's ambassadors, as though God were making his appeal through us. What kind of ambassador never goes to a foreign country?
And what would have happened if Jesus had decided to avoid us? We need him and the cross as much as anyone else.
Do everything in love. That's what it all comes down to. Love for God and for other people.
I'll bet Dad fell asleep waiting for us.
Oh, yeah, we should get going.
I should be coming along soon too. I only have one class left besides getting my student ID.
Can you check that library too and see if that book has a sequel?
Sure. Why?
I hate lousy endings.
Okay.
Alex?
What is it?
Is it good knowing what you're doing here now?
Well, I'm not sure I know exactly what, but I know why. Sometimes that's even better.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Keep Right. Our vocal talents included Keagon Doyle, Joel Walley, William McDermott, Brooke Noble, Greg Tull, Brandy Doyle, Seth Walley, Heather McDermott, Jessica Tull, Tamika Doyle, and I'm Keenan. Today's episode, A True Fairy Tale, Part 2 to Get Ready, Get Set, Go, was written and directed by Meghan McDermott. Our music was by Charles Civils. See you next time.